Hello guys, thank you for tuning in to my channel. This is Azrael, and in this video we're going to be talking about prosperity powder. I am making a lot of prosperity stuff. My last video made prosperity rice. Okay. Okay, so powders can be used all sorts of ways, depending on the ingredients. If it smells good, if you burn it or not. Powders can be used for incense, sprinkled on the brick. Charcoal brick. I like putting sprinkling my altar with dust to help draw in the energies of the specific ritual I'm about to do. For example, I will also anoint candles and roll them in the dust, and the dust will be on the outside of the candle. Put them in shoes. This specific prosperity powder, you could sprinkle a little bit in your shoe looking for a new job, or right before you ask the boss for a new raise. But more on that. One of the things I want to talk about is a carrier powder. Okay, now carrier powders are just like carrier oils. When you get essential oils, they cost a lot, or can cost a lot depending on the oil, and you're going to need a lot, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. So what you need to do, if you want to make various oils, like money drawing oil, you might use oil of what's this? Oil of nutmeg. That's used in money drawing oils, for example, and it's also going to be one of the ingredients we're going to be using. But don't want to hop around too quick. Okay, so carrier powders. Excuse me. Carrier powders basically take your expensive ingredients, such as the spices we're going to be using, and helps spread them out. Because you have a couple tablespoons, and you can just sprinkle. But the carrier powder will give you handfuls if you want to be like dusting your front yard, for example. So it helps spread it out. It also, in some cases, helps mask the powder. Not to get into other topics, but some of these powders that we could make, such as gopher dust or hot foot powder, is used to get rid of your enemies or hex an enemy, and you want to be sneaky, so you don't want your obvious looking ingredients to be obvious. So you put like another powder in there, like talcum powder, to help spread it out. Or even mix that with, like, say you're outside their work, you take a sampling with the same colored dirt around by the doors, and you mix it up, and then lay your trick. Then it just looks like dirt, right? So carrier powders are often used for masking. Now, in this specific situation, since I'm not really going to burn this as incense, because, like I said, not all things smell good when they're burnt, and we're going to be using rice flour. Right, and rice don't smell too good when you burn it. So, rice flour is probably an ingredient that a lot of people have not heard of, but it's made with rice being pulverized into powder, and it's a great ingredient for a lot of Asian pastries, especially a Japanese one called mochi balls, where they have the outside is this real sticky, squishy, and elastic substance, and it's actually made with rice flour, short grain rice, because it's very sticky when it's cooked, and that's the same thing we got there. Now, quick. Anyways, so rice is used for prosperity. So obviously, we're using the fact that it's used for prosperity as a carrier powder to help take the more expensive ingredients and bulk it up. But in this case, it's not just a carrier powder, it actually adds to the ritual. Now, I would say buy your spices from ethnic markets. A good example is that, first of all, you usually can't find rice flour in, say, Walmart, but you can find all kinds of stuff. Like in the Asian market down the road where I go, I found acorn flour. That's right, flour made with acorns. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to be made for. But acorns have a magical property. They also have a sweet potato flour and potato flour. So these flours can be used as enhancers in your dust. Carriers. Okay. And also one more point, like for example, we like making homemade ginger snaps, right? And the ginger snaps, you go to say Walmart and you buy the McCormick's, which is a very popular brand. You spend about $5 for like 3 or 4 pieces of ginger. You take that same $4 and you go to the Korean market down. You get a pound of candy ginger because it's not marketed as a spice; it's actually marketed as a candy because candy ginger is great to eat raw. Anyway, or not raw, but not necessarily baked into something more sugary. So moving on. So cloves. Cloves is a very good spice. It's used in obviously prosperity. It's also used for protection. Uh, can't really place where I about to say, but I read that cloves, even though it's for protection, it protects children pretty good. However, again, a warning. I had a bowl of cloves and by my bed, right, and I had a fan going, and when I woke up, my mouth was very, very dry, and the cloves, little particles of the cloves, literally, I was choking on it. Even my chest was burning. So use them in protection spells that don't involve the child actually sniffing the cloves. Now, cloves, of course, even has medical properties, but again, we're just focusing. I can go on. We're focusing on the prosperity. Okay, so we're going to put these cloves into the bowl. Next ingredient, ginger. Ginger is very powerful. It has a lot in common with cinnamon. It helps speeds things up. It helps make things manifest, which what you want to hurry up and come to a close. Okay, we're using that aspect, and of course, its prosperity aspect because you want to control this situation. You want to control your money situation. It's easier to find powdered ginger than it is to find powdered licorice root, and licorice root and ginger both have a dominating quality. Licorice root is used in domination spells, for example, but it's hard to find as a powder. So we use ginger for this powder. Similar, you take control, and as for prosperity, I'll put that. Oh, I forgot to put it in the old. Okay, and cinnamon. Cinnamon does the same thing. It speeds things up. It helps spice things up. Has almost an all-purpose herb. A lot of these herbs you're going to find in the kitchen will be used by witches for just about everything from protection, healing, love, prosperity. Why? Because it was easy accessed because it's already in the kitchen, and everything in life that you really need is prosperity, protection, and companionship, right? So all these spices usually help with those basic concepts, right? At least the ancient kitchen witches discovered. So cinnamon for prosperity, it ain't for protection, protect your assets, prosperity, into the little bowl. Cinnamon is not as expensive, so you could put a little. I tend to put a lot more into it. Cloves. Protection and prosperity is its main functions. Wait a minute, did I just do cloves? I can't remember, but I'm going to put a little bit more in. But the ingredients together is nutmeg, cloves, nutmeg, ginger, and cinnamon. And then I'm going to, they all focus on prosperity, and they either have a protection or healing quality, or speed up or dominating quality. All right. Why those four in mine? Oh, because I started out as a kitchen witch, and I suggest most people, in my opinion, should start out as a kitchen witch because, one, you don't have to buy the herbs already. They're already in your kitchen, and you charge them as you use them. And when you're trying to memorize herbs and stuff, the most things that you use on a regular basis, or would probably use on a regular basis, it's probably easier to learn because you use it on a regular basis. When you're cooking, prosperity, yay, protection, love, yeah, spice it up. Yeah, so there you go. And of course, we're going to put some of this rice flour into the bowl. And I should have a few ounces of prosperity powder. You mix it up. Think about it. Now, you could also you see me in my last video if you watched. I put gold glitter in my prosperity drawing rice. It's appealing. It's pretty. It's sparkling. When you put things in powders, like you can, to help increase of the sympathetic properties of your powder, you don't want to put, if you're trying to be sneaky, you don't want to put glitter in your powders. Okay, now for example, I have hexing powders that I might teach you guys, and you might even want to put black glitter in there. What's the glitter for? Just in case you didn't see it in the last video, glitter is reflective. Glitter has a color, just like the colored candles that you are using for your magic practices. The colors that's added into the ingredients can also be played upon, which that's exactly what the gold glitter will be playing upon. And it's reflective. So quite literally, it's reflecting your intentions. Glitter is not a traditional ingredient in anything, but everything you have, everything you use or don't use, anything you own can be used in a magic practice. It's up to the witch to understand its purpose. And again, with prosperity, since you're not trying to be too sneaky and literally hide the fact that you've got these powders going around, it's fine if you want to add silver or gold glitter. But again, I would not add glitter to any powder that you're trying to be sneaky, because it's going to sparkle and catch people's eyes, and that's not the point. If they know they're being worked on, your spell loses its effectiveness. That's why you're supposed to kind of keep quiet, be sneaky. After it's happened, you probably still don't want to tell the person you did something, because they'll probably be pissed if they believe in that anyway. So if you're doing this for just private use, yes, add glitter. If not, there you go. It's just a simple little thing. Now, again, I wouldn't use this as incense, because rice flour does not smell good when it burns. Thank you for watching. And if you guys want me to do more ingredients videos, let me know, because those things seem to do well. But I tend to, in most of my videos, I tend to talk about the metaphysics of the subject. But if you guys like my practical applications and demonstrations, let me know in the comments. Thank you. See you next video.